Hi, I'm Mel Pickup, Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to this month's roundup of stories from across the Trust. We began the month focusing on our people and the wonderful work done by Dr. Suleiman Maria to improve endoscopy services in his native Mauritius.
Every year I would run one formal, what I call the Bradford Mauritius GI endoscopy workshop, where we would invite doctors from all the 5 hospitals to gather in one of the hospitals, and we would be teaching them from basics to advanced endoscopy depending on their levels of skill. This has worked really well. As we were teaching, we then started to teach the first generation of endoscopists training skills to train the next generation of endoscopists. So we started running Training the Trainers course. When we started in 2008, in that little hospital which did 250 cases, last year in the 5 hospitals they did 6,000 cases. So I think everybody agrees that the effort was well worth it, and it gives me enormous pleasure to be able to say that we've made a big difference to this country.
Thank you, Suleiman, and to all your colleagues working in Mauritius over many years. You are wonderful ambassadors for the Trust. Whenever a patient is in our care, we of course hope to make them better, but it's inevitable that for some people we find ourselves treating them as they come to the end of their life. Our second story this month focused on the work of our palliative care team and the vital role that they play for many of our patients and their loved ones.
The notion in palliative care of a good death is someone having good understanding of their prognosis, diagnosis and being engaged in advanced care planning. And I think often within the South Asian culture, because our culture's different, our values and traditions are different to mainstream Western society, I think there's often barriers that arise, such as the language, communication, what we want at the end of life and how our needs can be met.
It's alright, I'm so sorry, it's such a tough time in it. And
with our ageing population within the community, we're going to get a lot more patients who are coming towards the end of their lives, and I can make that instant difference to them. I can greet them Islamically, I can greet them in a language that's familiar to them, and their eyes just light up.
Thank you to everyone in the palliative care team for all that you do. On the podcast this month, it's Dr. James Morgan, who is our clinical lead for organ donation here at the Trust, and Karen Piotra, who chairs our organ donation committee. Karen's husband died suddenly in 2017 and went on to donate his organs. Here she is sharing her story.
Not long after you have made the decision for your loved one's organs to be used as organ donation, you get a letter that tells you really just the gender and the age of the persons that have received organs. So in Mark's situation, there was a 19-year-old boy who got his heart, a 30-year-old man got a kidney, and the rest of the recipients were in their 50s. One of the recipients of my husband's organs is Pete McKee. He's an artist in Sheffield and he has Mark's liver. And due to the remarkable second chance of life that he's got following his transplant, he had his 30th wedding anniversary just this year, and I bought this dress for that special occasion. So this dress has got a good meaning for me, sat here today talking to you about organ donation. It makes me think of Pete and his wife having that amazing celebration of 30 years of marriage.
You can hear the full episode of my chat with Karen and James by subscribing to the podcast. It's available in all major podcast providers. Simply search Let's Talk with Mel Pickup. Well, that's it for this month's update. I look forward to sharing more stories from the Trust with you next month. Don't forget, all our latest news and updates can be found on our social media channels, Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook.